हाँ जी, नॉर्मल सर्विस has resumed. गॉड ऑफ क्रिकेट सचिन तेंदुलकर जब वो कहते हैं व्हाट अ फैंटास्टिक गेम ऑफ क्रिकेट, तो हम कौन होते हैं डिसएग्री करने वाले। इरफान भाई ने कहा नो फाइफर्स फॉर आवर स्पिनर्स, और ये बहुत दिलचस्प बात है। उसके बावजूद एक जीत दर्ज करना। बैकग्राउंड में जसप्रीत बुमराह की तस्वीर होनी चाहिए, फोरग्राउंड में जसप्रीत बुमराह की जितनी तारीफ होनी चाहिए। बहुत चर्चाएं थी, बैज़बॉल की बहुत चर्चाएं थी। उस पहले टेस्ट को हारने के बाद सवालिया निशान बहुत सारे थे, लेकिन विशाखापट्टनम आते आते नॉर्मल सर्विस हैज रिज्यूम्ड। एक से लेवल कर लिया भारत ने। ये श्रृंखला बहुत सारे चर्चाओं के विषय हैं, बहुत सारे, लेकिन शायद सबसे बड़े जसप्रीत बुमराह। थोड़ी सी जो शिकन रह जाएगी वो ये कि शायद रविचंद्रन अश्विन अपने 500 विकेट्स कंप्लीट कर सकते थे। आप देख रहे हैं फॉलो द ब्लूज लाइव, होम स्वीट होम। इट इज फीलिंग लाइक होम स्वीट होम फाइनली फॉर टीम इंडिया। मेरा नाम तने तिवारी, मेरे साथ सीनियर ESPN क्रिक इन्फो जर्नलिस्ट नागराज गोलापुरी, क्रिक इन्फो जर्नलिस्ट और क्रिक इन्फो के इंडिया एडिटर जॉर्ज बेनॉय। जेंटलमैन वेलकम। नागराज, गुड स्वीट विन। बहुत समय हो गया था, स्पेशली वो पहले टेस्ट को हारने के बाद। इट्स गुड टू हैव नॉर्मल सर्विस रिज्यूम।
If I have to quote Mr. Ravi Shastri, जिस तरह इंग्लैंड ने आज सुबह उनकी पारी शुरू की थी, you remember what was his favorite saying? The marbles are in your mouth. The way England started the game this morning, the dominant fashion in which he scored, especially Crawley scored those runs, it was like India really were in a spot. They were put in a spot of bother, I would say. But then comes the man Bumrah, already celebrated his 150 test wickets. We've spoken about he has a second best average for anyone taking 150 test wickets. His average this time was, I think, second behind Ishant Sharma, who had 8 point something in 2019 test against Bangladesh. Bumrah's average this time was about 10 in this test match. It's incredible. He bowled balls of the century, maybe already one of the Dolly Pope reverse swinging Yorker that we spoke about 2 days back. So there's a lot from an 8 for, it says 4th 8 for apparently, just reading our stats piece on ESPN Cricket Info, and it's listening. There's so much that Bumrah did in this. Without Bumrah, take out Bumrah out of this test, would India have won it? No chance. So he has actually in this series incredibly it's supposed to be like when teams come to India, they think that our Ashwin, Jadeja and the spinners will just win them the matches with 10 wicket hauls and etc. None of the spinners have taken, I think Ashwin has taken 3 for something, but nobody has taken a 5 for. It's Bumrah who has completely dominated this series for India with the ball. So yeah, I mean, that was the biggest takeaway in short for me, that Bumrah can single-handedly kind of beat England with the ball.
Yeah, that's so right. And it was almost on-demand delivery of dismissals every time Team India wanted it. लेकिन George, एक और चीज, हमने takeaways की बात करी है. What were the turning points for you in the game? Because England were in it with a fight almost every step of the way.
Well, the big turning point today was the Zach Crawley wicket that Kuldeep got just before lunch. It was actually a funny thing because, yesterday Kuldeep was fielding at square leg when he really wanted Rohit to review a caught behind, and Rohit kind of dismissed him and said, "What are you saying? I'm not going to review this." And then the replay showed that the ball was nowhere near the bat, and you saw Rohit, kind of making a joke with Kuldeep. And today Kuldeep was bowling and he really wanted Rohit to go for the review. Yeah. And Rohit was a bit hesitant. 2 seconds to go, Rohit says, "Okay, I have 3 remaining, let's do it." And then it turned out to be a brilliant review. And that's the turning point today. And then Bumrah followed it up with a bairstow wicket that kind of broke England's chances today. They already had very slim chances and they were going for it. But those 2 wickets in the last 2 overs before lunch, that's where the chase turned in India's favor.
Yeah, it was really funny actually, because जैसे yeah.
Yeah, if I may add quickly on Bumrah, I forgot. Didn't he say that Bazball is going to allow him to take heap of wickets? And he's actually proved that, right? Yeah. Like, he is like taking wickets in heaps. I mean, he is but he's taking it like he's making fast bowling also like the challenge put by England's batting or the
Yeah.
batters, the way they have, including their lower order. If you look at their, I mean, none of them, all of them have kind of got starts, and they have kind of, even the likes of Hartley, who are playing only this, he was playing only his second match, who made his debut this. I mean, these guys are playing with so much confidence, so much kind of belief that today also, even after, I remember when Stokes got run out, which is another turning point, by the way, which maybe if you want to touch, we can talk about that. After Stokes got out, I remember, I think it was Harsha who said on the air on the host podcast that oh, now that's it. The match is in India's favor. And then you see
Yeah.
an hour later, England are still batting. Hartley and Folks are still around, and they're chipping away at the target run by run, maybe a boundary here and there. So that kind of, I mean, and that's where Bumrah's smartness and intelligence came into play. Like, he could just work out in the first spell today, if you remember. Everyone expected him to kind of burst through, right? Didn't happen. He went for runs.
Yeah.
Then he comes back in the even yesterday it was the same. Was it like in the first innings? It was the same. Wasn't he hit for 4 boundaries, if I'm not mistaken?
It was, yes.
Then he comes back.
He was.
His comeback spells, he's worked out the lengths. He knows that. I mean, again, I heard this on air that apparently England's batters play good length balls the best. On length balls, they are the best team in terms of the best batting team to deal with that. So Bumrah had to kind of figure out in this kind of a pitch. It was a very interesting pitch. It was not like completely flat. It had something, it had cracks, etc. He had to kind of use that sort of space also, that slow ball that he bowled. He has used the slow ball very cleverly. Today he used it against Folks, and Folks was that last specialist bat, you would think, and that's when India would have felt completely like, okay, fine, now we have more than 1 foot across England in this, and we can level the series now. The slow ball that he bowled in Hyderabad, if you guys remember, Rehan Ahmed he got, and Oli Pope also in the second innings. It's that smartness that he has used. He's varied his spaces, he's utilized reverse swing, but he's also said that just because I can't bowl magic balls every ball, you can't expect that. You have to set up, and he has set up England well.
That is such an interesting point, क्योंकि आज भी जब मुकाबले के बाद उनसे जब वो प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच जज हुए और उनसे आशा भोगले ने पूछा कि ये यॉर्कर कितनी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं आप इसकी, और उन्होंने कहा कि एक युवा खिलाड़ी के तौर पर पहली गेंद उन्होंने यॉर्कर सीखी थी, क्योंकि वो टेनिस बॉल क्रिकेट खेलते थे और वहां पर गेंद बहुत हरकत नहीं करती है. वसीम अकरम की बात करी, वकार यूनिस और जहीर खान जैसे लेजेंड्स को गेंदबाजी करते हुए देखा है. लेकिन उन्होंने एक और चीज कही, उन्होंने कहा कि मैं बहुत सीनियर खिलाड़ी तो नहीं हूँ, 30 ही साल उम्र है मेरी, लेकिन अब जो आगे आ रहे हैं युवा खिलाड़ी आ रहे हैं, एक टीम इन ट्रांजिशन है, उसमें मैं चाहता हूं कि जब जब युवा खिलाड़ी आए मेरे पास, तब तब मैं उनकी मदद करूं. और आप मदद सबसे अच्छी तरीके से कैसे कर सकते हैं, जैसा नागराज कुछ देर पहले बता रहे थे, आप ये औसत देखिए, बेस्ट बोलिंग औसत, टेस्ट में 150 से ज्यादा विकेट लेने वाले गेंदबाज सिडनी बार्न्स 189 16.42, उसके बाद जसप्रीत बुमराह 155, वो औसत देखिए, हर 20 रन पर एक विकेट निकालना. मैल्कम मार्शल, ए के डेविडसन, ऐसे बड़े बड़े नामों से आगे उस सूची में आना, और सिर्फ ये सोचना कि अभी जसप्रीत बुमराह के पास बहुत क्रिकेट बाकी है. Now, George, the one thing that I think Nagaraj briefly alluded to as well is Jasprit Bumrah smarts. उन्होंने कहा पहली पारी में भी जब उन्होंने 6 विकेट्स लिए, उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा there is method to this. I don't like to call it madness, but there's method to Jasprit Bumrah's magic, because he said you can't keep bowling in swingers, or out swingers. आपके पास balls उतनी है, आपको उसको smartly use करना है, batter को set up करना है. How crucial does it become when your bowling spearhead, almost does the job of captain as well, just tactically making sure that he's setting up batters?
Yeah, absolutely. Rohit, after the game, he kind of said, he was asked a question saying, it's a luxury having someone like Bumrah on the team, and he agreed wholeheartedly. He makes a captain's job, I think, fairly easy. This pitch, as Nagaraj, I think, said earlier, didn't have much in it, for the fast bowlers at all. But Bumrah was able to find assistance in the air, get the ball to reverse. And he didn't get it to reverse like massively, just a little bit of reverse, and in both directions. So to keep the batters guessing, Root and Bairstow in the first innings, he got them out by setting them up, moving the ball in, and then getting one to hold its line and shape away. He has a slower ball, he has the Yorker. So he has a lot of things in his bowling arsenal, which in conditions like this become extremely valuable, because it keeps the batters guessing. And the role he played in this test cannot be overstated because both in the first test and this one, India have not got much out of the second seamer. So Bumrah has been carrying the fast bowling entirely on his own, and he's outperformed everyone, including the spinners.
That is so right. और ये जो हम बात करते आए हैं जसप्रीत बुमराह की, जैसा जॉर्ज ने भी अभी कहा कि एक तो आपके पास एक बैकअप सीमर मुकेश कुमार जरूर थे, लेकिन हमने देखा कि वो अपनी लय पकड़ने में नाकाम थे, बहुत सारे रन्स भी लीक करे उन्होंने एक समय पर। दूसरी तरफ आपके पास बैटिंग रन्स का भी बहुत क्वेश्चन नहीं था। और कप्तान रोहित शर्मा से जब ये बात पूछी गई मैच के बाद, उनसे पूछा गया जसप्रीत बुमराह के बारे में भी और युवा बल्लेबाजों के बारे में भी, तो जैसे बेबाक रोहित शर्मा है, उन्होंने कहा कि बुमराह एक चैंपियन खिलाड़ी है। जब आप एक ऐसा मैच जीते हैं तो आप पूरी टीम की परफॉर्मेंस पर ध्यान देना चाहते हैं। उन्होंने कहा हमने अच्छी बल्लेबाजी करी, गेंदबाजों ने भी अपनी जिम्मेदारी अच्छे से निभाई, लेकिन उन्होंने एक चीज बहुत अच्छी कही, उन्होंने कहा हमारे बल्लेबाजों को शुरुआत मिली। और कल जब हम आए थे फॉलो द ब्लूज लाइव पर, तो जॉर्ज ने भी ये बात कही थी कि आप जो शुरुआत मिल रही है बहुत सारे युवा बल्लेबाजों को, वो कन्वर्ट नहीं हो रही है। उन्होंने कहा मैं इस बात को समझता हूं कि हमारे बल्लेबाज नए हैं और उन्हें कॉन्फिडेंस देना जरूरी है। नाउ दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एज वेल नागराज, बिकॉज you saw what confidence in a longish rope does to a batter like Shubman Gill. Not a lot of runs. इस टेस्ट मैच में आते हुए भी कुछ रिपोर्ट्स थी कि शायद उन्हें कह दिया गया था कि ये उनका आखिरी मौका है, लेकिन जब आप मौके देते हैं इतने टैलेंटेड खिलाड़ियों को, इस टेस्ट मैच में हमने देखा पहले यशस्वी जायसवाल, फिर शुभमन गिल।
Yeah, I read that मैंने भी पढ़ी थी वो स्टोरी। आई थिंक इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ने लिखी थी वो स्टोरी कि उन्हें बता दिया गया था कि अगर आप ये टेस्ट में अगर परफॉर्म नहीं करते हो तो आपको डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट जाके खेलना पड़ेगा बिफोर द थर्ड टेस्ट टू बी काउंटेड फॉर द सिलेक्शन। सो दैट काइंड ऑफ ऑनेस्टी इज वेरी गुड इफ दैट क्लैरिटी वाज गिवन टू द प्लेयर, एंड यू कुड सी दैट एक्चुअली दैट हैपनिंग yesterday when Gill after the century in the evening, when he was speaking to the host broadcaster, he said that he played the wrong kind of a stroke, right? He didn't kind of go on to the kind of choice of his stroke was wrong. So when that kind of honesty is there, that he was not finding any excuses, he realized that, okay, fine, I'm struggling, I'm admitting that, but I found a way, and he did find a way. He had a very difficult start yesterday in the morning. In that first session, he got lucky, you would think, because he never believed himself that there was an edge when that LBW appeal had come, and it was his partner Shreyas Iyer who convinced him to just take it, and neither of them knew that there was an edge. So luckily he got away with that, and then he stood his ground. He was kind of patient, and he made those runs. And Gill is somebody that an all format player, the pressure on him is that he's not performing in the last whatever number of, he's been given a long rope, legends are talking about that, but at the same time your 5-test match series allows you to, I remember guys like Dravid and Atherton when India came to England in 2011, and then it was rare that its 5-test match series was there back then, talking about how 5-test match series is like that canvas that allows you to kind of pick yourself up and then expand, in the sense like you can, if you're in a bad form, it allows you that in enough time to recover. If you have a good form, it challenges you to carry forward that kind of a good form, and it also allows the bowlers to work you out. So I think it would be a wise move. We still don't know. I think Gill has now secured his place for sure. The pressure could be on Shreyas if, say, KL Rahul or Virat Kohli are back for the final 3 test matches, I would reckon. But the likes of KL, Shreyas, KS Bharat, who's also will be under the scanner, is there purely, we know now, because of his wicket keeping skills. They will need to be persisted with, because in a way that's the only way they can get more confidence. I think and also the team management can kind of work on some of those weaknesses. So personally I feel that these guys, all these youngsters, should be persisted with. They've shown, like the like of Shreyas today showed that his fielding in this test match has been brilliant. He took that amazing back, or was that like running backwards? There was a catch. Was it Stokes in the first innings? I forget.
Crawley.
Batter.
It was, yes.
Crawley.
Yeah,
Crawley in the first innings, and so he has created 2 turning points. A Crawley in the first innings, and today with that run out, which Stokes, I don't think he was running, but you could see that he was so confident that he could make the ground, but then he's shocked by that, because that's another turning point. So these are guys these are moments that can bring in a lot of self-belief in the player too.
Now you said something really interesting there, और ये बहुत दिलचस्प चीज है क्योंकि जब एक 5 मैचेस की टेस्ट सीरीज होती है, जैसा नागराज हमसे कह रहे थे, आपके पास वक्त की लग्जरी होती है और वो लग्जरी कभी कभी उल्टी भी पड़ जाती है अगर आपका फॉर्म बहुत अच्छा है। ऐसा नागराज ने कहा कि फिर आपके ऊपर जिम्मेदारी होती है कि आप उस फॉर्म को 5 टेस्ट मैचेस तक, लगभग 1-1.5 महीने तक लगातार ग्रोलिंग क्रिकेट में उस फॉर्म को कैरी करें। लेकिन अगर आपका फॉर्म अच्छा नहीं है तो आपके पास वक्त भी होता है। How many of these Indian players will look at it in a positive light heading to Rajkot now, George, and say whatever's happened, especially the likes of KS Bharat, the likes of Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul if he comes back, how many of them are looking at it and saying we still have a lot of time in this series, it's 1-1, let's go 2-1 in Rajkot?
I think all of them will, because okay, now there's a good break between the second and the third test. They can go, disperse, unwind a bit, and come back fresh for Rajkot. Jasprit's got runs under his belt. Gill has got runs under his belt. If Rahul comes back, that strengthens the middle order. See, the other three people that we're talking about is Patidar, Rohit, and Shreyas. It's mainly Rohit and Shreyas now who will have to look to convert these starts. When they look back, they've got starts in all the innings and got out to kind of soft dismissals sometimes. These guys have scored runs against this sort of bowling for fun throughout their careers. So, all it needs is a little more application, a little more, if you decide to take the attacking option like Rohit did in Hyderabad or Shreyas did, over here, trying to go over the top, just try and execute better is all we can ask of them. I don't think it's too far away now. And what will also happen is that this England attack will also get put under pressure a little more, over the course of a 5-test series. The conditions will begin to take a toll on them. Gaps in their bowling will also be exposed a little more.
ये बहुत दिलचस्प है। हम इंग्लैंड की तरफ से तो सोच ही नहीं रहे। आप इंडियन फैंस ना, हम अपनी तरफ से ही सोचते हैं, लेकिन अगर आप इंग्लैंड की तरफ से सोचे, जैसा जॉर्ज ने कहा कि वहां पर भी क्रैक्स दिखने लग जाएंगे। एक बहुत लंबी टेस्ट सीरीज है, बहुत सारे सबप्लॉट्स, बहुत सारी कहानियां, लेकिन आज दिन है सेलिब्रेट करने का। तो आप जो हमारे व्यूअर्स हमें देख रहे हैं, हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइए जरा। सबसे पहले तो डिफाइन दिस विक्ट्री इन वन वर्ड, और दूसरा आपके लिए टॉप परफॉर्मर कौन थे एंड व्हाई वाज इट जसप्रीत बुमराह? नहीं, मैं बायस नहीं हूं, मैं आपकी थॉट्स को कलर नहीं करूंगा। आप अपने हिसाब से बताओ हमें हमारे कमेंट सेक्शन में, जहां भी देख रहे हैं। ये तो बात हो गई सीनियर ब्लूज की। जूनियर ब्लूज भी कमाल दिखा रहे हैं, कल सेमीफाइनल खेलने वाले हैं अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप का। यहां तक का सफर कैसा रहा है उनका? ओ जी, शानदार रहा है, शानदार रहा है। देखिए, बांग्लादेश को रहा है 84 रनों से, आयरलैंड को 201, यूएसए को 201, ये ग्रुप स्टेजेस में था। उसके बाद फिर वो प्रोग्रेस करे अगले राउंड में सुपर 6 में, वहां भी 2 बड़ी जीत। न्यूजीलैंड को 214 रनों से हराया, नेपाल को हराया 132 रनों से, और अब बारी है उस सेमीफाइनल की। अपने छठे टाइटल के पीछे जा रही है इंडिया अंडर 19 टीम। 6 और कल 6 भी है, ओ या एक्चुअली 6 तारीख को है वो सेमीफाइनल अगेंस्ट साउथ अफ्रीका। उससे पहले उदय सारन, भारतीय अंडर 19 टीम के कप्तान, उनके साथ हम बैठे, कुछ बातचीत करी, उसकी झलकियां दिखाते हैं आपको।
Hi, I am Uday Saharan, captain of the Indian side. I am top order batsman and my favorite shot is square cut. शुरू से ही मेरा इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम के लिए खेलने का ड्रीम था, क्योंकि मेरे पापा भी यही चाहते थे, खुद भी, और आज मैं वो ड्रीम लिव कर रहा हूँ। मेरे रोल मॉडल विराट कोहली हैं। उनकी गेम के लिए पैशन और उनकी फिटनेस और उनका एग्रेशन और सब कुछ देख के ये बहुत ज़्यादा इंस्पिरेशन मिलती है।
बहुत शानदार कैंपेन रहा है भारतीय टीम के लिए इस पूरे अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप। एंड नागराज, वी हैव सीन जस्ट द कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव विक्ट्रीज दैट दे हैव स्टिच्ड टुगेदर। अच्छी बात है कि इतने सारे कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ आप एक सेमीफाइनल में जा रहे हैं।
Can I be honest? I haven't seen, so I have to admit on there that I haven't seen much of the World
आप रिजल्ट देख के बता दो, कोई बात नहीं।
But I can just wish luck to the Indian team. I mean, I mean, imagine even on the under 19, there's so much pressure on the under 19s that they go into the tournament as favorites. They are I mean, they are expected to win that tournament also, despite like someone like Rahul Dravid, who was the previous coach of under 19s and India A. He used to say that, look, these tournaments are not there whether you win or lose. It's not what you get from here. What you need to do is you need to learn. You take this experience forward, whatever you learn from here, into the first class cricket, and then build yourself up. That's the main thing. So I guess I guess the players like Sharan and Mushir Khan, who's Sarfraz Khan's brother, or let's say
Yeah.
Anshul Kulkarni, on all these guys who've been like, some of these guys have also been clearly upcoming talents, and that some of them got good money from the IPL auction because scouts felt that these guys are like specialists in the roles that they see. These are like 18, 19-year-olds or less than that. Some of them, yeah, in that bracket. So clearly the pressure is there, but. And they're playing the host, isn't it? South Africa they're playing, so there'll be that added pressure. But can they? Yeah, I mean, can they kind of overcome that and just do it on that day is the key. So that's it.
आपने दो नाम लिया एक्चुअली वहां पर, आपने देखा नहीं है, लेकिन आपको पता थे स्टार इंडिया के स्टार परफॉर्मर्स मुशीर खान, उदय सहारन, दोनों ही टॉप रन गेटर्स की लिस्ट में नंबर 1 मुशीर खान, सरफराज खान के छोटे भाई 334 रन के साथ, उनके बाद उदय सहारन 308 रन, टीमी डंक ऑफ कोर्स एट द थर्ड स्पॉट विद 263 रन। मुशीर खान कमाल कर रहे हैं इस पूरे अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप। कैसा रहा उनका प्रदर्शन, आइए नजर डालते हैं।
जब मैं मतलब क्रिकेट तो मैंने बहुत छोटा है तब से मैंने चालू कर दिया था खेलना। जब मैं मेरे भाई को देखा जब इंडिया अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप के लिए खेले उन्होंने 2 साल, तब से मेरा वो हो गया था कि मुझे भी खेलना है इंडिया के लिए। ऑलराउंडर मुझे अब्बू ने बचपन से ही बनाया था सर, तो तभी से ही बनाया हुआ है मुझे ऑलराउंडर, बॉलिंग बैटिंग। पहली बात तो मतलब रणजी ट्रॉफ़ी मैंने डेब्यू किया इधर मुंबई में, तो पहले मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था रणजी ट्रॉफ़ी में जब खेला। तो पहले थोड़ा नर्वस था, लेकिन जैसे ही मेरा डेब्यू हुआ, जब सौराष्ट्र के सामने पहला मैच खेला, तो बहुत अच्छा फील हुआ। और एक्सपीरियंस ये मिला है कि मतलब मैंने बहुत सारे प्लेयर थे उस टाइम पे हमारी टीम में, जैसे पृथ्वी भाई थे, सूर्या भाई थे, अज्जू सर थे, तो बहुत सारे मतलब प्लेयर थे, भाई मेरे भाई खुद भी थे, तो मतलब उनसे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला मुझे उधर पे। तो मतलब मुझे देखने मिला कि कैसे ये मतलब ये रणजी ट्रॉफ़ी मैच में कैसे उनका एटीट्यूड रहता है, क्या रहता है, तो ये सब देख के मुझे सीखने को मिला। अब्बू ने मतलब ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल किया है हम लोग के दोनों के ऊपर लेके, तो मतलब ये कि अब्बू का सपना है अभी हम दोनों इंडिया खेलना है, तो इंशाल्लाह पूरा करना है। भाई ने कहा है कि मतलब एक जब मतलब ये कहते हैं कि ज़्यादा इतना मतलब सोचना नहीं है, बस मैच बाय मैच खेलना है, और जो भी बात है मतलब ये कि जो भी प्रेशर सिचुएशन में तुझे बैटिंग बॉलिंग जो भी आएगी, उस सिचुएशन से तेरे को टीम को बाहर निकालना है अच्छे तरीके से और जिताना है।
और an endearing story, मुशीर खान खेल रहे हैं इंडिया अंडर 19, सरफराज खान आज हमने देखा मैदान पर आए शुभमन गिल की जगह, टेस्ट टीम कॉल अप मिला उनको। बट इन दोनों कहानियों में जॉर्ज, द वन थिंग दैट स्टैंड्स कॉमन इज a lot of रणजी ट्रॉफी एक्सपीरियंस, a lot of domestic cricket experience। हमने अभी भी मुशीर को सुना और वो बार-बार he was alluding to all his experiences in the Ranji Trophy, and that counts.
Yeah, in a way, some of these Indian under 19 players, Mushir included, have already played at a much higher level than under 19 World Cup. Like playing domestic cricket with much older players in India. They're already at a much more advanced stage in their cricket growth. But yes, it was nice to see Sarfraz take the field today against England. Saw him dive around the outfield a bit. And India have kindly wrapped up the test in 4 days, so that now all the attention will focus on the semi-final tomorrow. And everyone can watch it on Star Sports when the under 19 team takes the field. And then now that there's a gap between the second and third tests, the final will, and if India make it to the final, we can. But the one thing is, at this level, I think, they need to find a way to play without pressure. Just enjoy, teenagers. A lot of these people, for a lot of these people, this will be the biggest stage that they're going to be on. Only a few eventually make it to the Indian team.
That's right.
So just enjoy and have a good time.
That is so right. ये पूरी प्लानिंग के तहत हुआ है ताकि आप 6 तारीख को कल ये सेमीफाइनल देख सके आराम से। भारतीय टीम ने टेस्ट मैच रैप अप कर दिया है, पर हमने बल्लेबाजों की बात करी। अगर आप गेंदबाजों की सूची पर भी नजर डालें, मोस्ट विकेट्स इन द अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप, सौमी पांडे 16 विकेट्स के साथ नंबर 3 पर। तो जो बड़ी जीत है उनको सेटअप बल्लेबाज कर रहे हैं, और फिर सौमी पांडे जैसे गेंदबाज इतने सारे विकेट्स निकालकर वो बड़ी जीत दिलाकर लाए। सारे भारतीय फैंस की उम्मीद होगी, आशाएं होंगी, होप्स होंगी कि भारतीय टीम ऐसा ही करे 6 तारीख को भी। लेकिन हम एक्चुअली सौमी पांडे से भी हमने बात करी, उनसे उनकी जर्नी के बारे में पूछा, आइए सुनते हैं।
I was in under 14 camp in Indore. It's in 2018. Now, Amay Khurasia sir taking the camp, and he advised me that you have a lot of talent and focus on your skills. You have a lot of potential. Just keep working hard. That time I realized that I can make it to the India team. Personally, I am preparing from last 1 year. After being selected as a NCA High Performance Camp, I'm preparing from that. We have a good preparation camp in NCA. After that, we have Vinu Makad, then Challenger, then Quadrangular Series. So it's a long process of 5 to 6 months. So yeah, our preparation part is very good. When I am selected in under 16 team, I got broken my left hand. And after 3 hours, the under 16 state team is declared. So that was a first challenging moment for me because I was in team and my left hand is broken. So how could I continue and go there and join the team? And after that, in 2020, I was the part of a fielding session and I got hit here and this finger totally broke down and I got on an operation. And I am out of cricket almost three months. And after that, after 3 months, I'm in 15 days. I represent my state in under 19 Vinu Makad. So that 3 months and 1 month having a lot of impact in my life as a growing mentally. I follow generally Ravichandran Ashwin and MS Dhoni because of their character. And the most important thing about Ashwin, which I like, is his cleverness and intelligence. And the important thing which I like about MS Dhoni is his calmness, and he's a very good at field by strategically. So I love both of them.
टॉमी मेरे भाई अपना ख्याल रखिए, बहुत ज्यादा ख्याल रखिए, क्योंकि भारत बनाम साउथ अफ्रीका ये सेमीफाइनल बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. सबकी जरूरत पड़ेगी, उदय सहारन की जरूरत पड़ेगी, रशीद खान की जरूरत पड़ेगी, सौमी आपकी गेंदबाजी की जरूरत पड़ेगी. 6 फरवरी को दोपहर 1:20 से स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क पर हमारी कवरेज इस अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप सेमीफाइनल. भारत बनाम होस्ट साउथ अफ्रीका. भारत तलाश कर रही है अपना छठा अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप टाइटल. जाते जाते सबसे पहले तो बिग थैंक्स टू नागराज, बिग थैंक्स टू जॉर्ज. जाते जाते वन वर्ड आंसर. आपसे ना मैंने बहुत लंबे लंबे सवाल पूछ लिए, 10 मार्क्स वाले. अभी ओनली 1 मार्क आंसर. 6th अंडर 19 वर्ल्ड कप टाइटल कमिंग होम. नागराज, व्हाट आर द फील्स? Yes or no? There you go. He's not even said, he just said.
नहीं, मैं बोलूँगा,
जॉर्ज,
अगर होता तो इंडिया पाकिस्तान फाइनल हो जाए. फिर मजा आएगा. फिर कोई भी जीत ले, फिर क्या जाता है.
दिल की बात. For you, George.
Yeah, India always favorites in these situations. So they will go in with those expectations. So it could be India, Pakistan or India, Australia.
Yeah. It's about time. Even if it's India, Pakistan or India, Australia, we're saying bring it on. Title number 6 on the line. Big thanks to Nagraj. Big thanks to George Benoit for joining us. Big thanks to all of you as well. आपसे मुलाकात Follow the Blues Live पर. आपको समय पता है. Tomorrow 5 PM right here.